it's me. I'm back, VooTubers. It's me, it's your old girl on a Monday afternoon in deepest, darkest Sussex where it's snowing. Yes! Starting to feel a lot like Christmas everywhere. Oh, no, hang on, we've done that, haven't we? Anyway, we're back on this bleeding load. Oh, Corbyn's a cult. Oh, I thought for 1 minute they had him banged to rights, old GB News. Anyway, we're back on this bleeding load of old hooey. So this tagline here is, get your hankies ready, VooTube, get your hankies ready. This is so sad. Oh, it's put me right off my dinner. Actually, no, it hasn't. Prince Andrew is a thorn in Charles's side. The Duke is humiliated as he refuses to leave Royal Lodge. Well, that's why they invented bailiffs, wasn't it, to boot him out. He's humiliated. Not half as humiliated as the children were that he abused, but never mind, let's not talk about that, because according to great Lady C of Carlisle, Argyle and much of Lake Windermere, he doesn't bat that side of the road, apparently, according to her, and he didn't do nothing wrong. He didn't do nothing, just because Lady C's is bleeding Fergie's friend, or they've got a friend in common and they pass things together. No! We can't go around saying Prince Andrew is a bonds, even though I've said enough times before it was all in the paper that he was warned back in 2010. And he still went and did it. So, giving zero fecks. Yes, I said fecks. Rhymes with decks. Not plucks, that rhymes with that word. So, really don't care. What is he doing in Royal Lodge? He's got a massive, great big mansion that's paid for by us lot. Yeah, I'll let this guy tell his story because I've got a few stories about that bloke as well, which you'd have to get me very drunk before I tell you. Actually, no, you wouldn't. To be fair, I'll just tell you anyway. But let's go. Come on.
Refusing to move out for a while. He's been saying he absolutely needs and belongs in Royal Lodge in Windsor. 10 bedrooms.
He belongs in Bleed Belmarsh. That's where he bleed well belongs. Roggan. Yes.
He's living there with his ex-wife.
Chickens come home to roost, don't they now?
Living there with his ex-wife, Sarah Ferguson. With the latest release of the Epstein papers, there's nothing specifically new in them apart from bits and bobs.
No, there's nothing specifically new in them apart from bits and bobs. Is that what the kids were called? When they call what? Mrs. Bits and Miss Bobs or something? Because there's quite a few bits and bobs in that case. Yes. And quite a lot of orgiastic behaviour. I can't say the real word because I'll get my comments turned off, and I like it when people leave comments. It makes me feel all muted and mutated if you don't leave comments, you see, dears. Come on.
Sid Epstein a lot. We now know that he received
suggested he took part in an underage orgy.
Making me wonder what we're paying for these bleeding load of bleeding nonsense anyway, considering we're all run by the World Economic Forum and the rather unfortunately named Klaus Snob. Yes, who talks disconcertingly with a German accent, my dear VooTubers. Yes, German // Austrian. Yes! Who's that remind me of? I can't think. Anyway, let's go on. Oh, that's right. Prince Philip's relatives. Yes, and that other little man.
Well, yeah, suggestions, but we haven't had anything yet. And we haven't had the smoking gun yet, with daily massages from female staff, all of this. The pressure is now growing.
Smoking gun they're likely.
Well, obviously on Andrew.
The smoking gun they're likely to have is after they've just blasted a few furry creatures to their kingdom come. So, oh, look at that poncy bleeding prat. Oh, look at me, I'm marching about. I can't with this lot anymore. They're doing me nothing now.
Public opinion have made up their mind about Andrew.
Yes.
But I think the pressure is now really growing on the king to do something. He is living in Royal Lodge.
I mean, basically, if you date from now back on his career, or not what's known in the public eye, back 10 years, he has obviously, he stood on some people that he shouldn't have stood on. Because there are people more powerful than the royals. I mean, a royal could just move a hand or put their handbag on the other arm, as famously the Queen used to do, which was a sign that she wanted to be moved on from whoever she was talking to. I mean, they're very gracious and largacious, and the toadies around them, they know their every whim, every glance, every glim, every sort of body language, their tiny minutiae of their behaviour that means something to somebody. Okay, it's just vomit-inducing. But yes, I don't know what's going to happen with this one. I really don't. I think he's going to lose a Royal Lodge, and I think he's upset a lot of people over the years. It's definitely something to do with Royal Lodge. Is that where Kate and William wanted to live with their children? On the Windsor estate? Was it somewhere like that? And I don't know what it was, but he's upset and he's trod on quite a few toes. Especially when he was the ambassador for trade affairs or something. Back in the noughties and the early 2010s and that. He was always in the paper for annoying the men in grey suits, you know. And he used to just hide behind his mother's apron strings. But as we all know, my dear VTubers, Mummy is no more.
To the taxpayer's behest, basically. He's got security there. You know, is this really a fit man? It's a real thorn in Charles's side, this difficult, troublesome younger brother. It's only going to get worse.
But it's like I said, he could also go off and write his memoirs in the rather pokey little, what's it called? Nottingham College? I don't care, I can't even think what it's called. Nobody cares. It's the one that those toadies were in, the other ones over in Monty Shit Show. It's completely erased from my brain because I really do not care who knows who to first. There we go, let's go.
He doesn't, you know, you saw that confrontation with the public the other day with Andrew saying, why are you filming me? He's obviously not in a mood. He's angry.
Well, it's funny, he did ask the people why they were filming them young girls, really, Prince Andrew. But anyway, you were too honourable, weren't you? A very honourable person, you know. Yes, we're just trash to them.
Angry, he's belligerent, he's humiliated.
No, you can imagine he's the sort of man that if anybody had just one hair out of place towards his own daughters, and oh my God, the hellhounds of Hades would have been let leashed upon you. But it's okay what they do to other people's daughters. Get me capished, somehow.
Settled already with Virginia Giuffre.
For a woman
no
who
morals.
says he doesn't think he even met £12 million.
Exactly. I mean, that was a multi-million
expensive not meeting.
Oh, bloody hell. Of course he met her. We've seen the photograph. I don't want to hear all the ladies CBS about, oh, it's been photoshopped. Shut up. Get your tongue out of his bleeding backside.
And it's an expensive...
Child abuser.
It's important
Period.
to say
Full stop.
Prince Andrew obviously vehemently denies any wrongdoing.
But of course...
No one realises with the aristocracy, I mean... Yeah, I know you all get on there and you all love her. Oh, but she's been playing the long game for them for ages. You know. Yes, here I am, you know. I'm married into the aristocracy and I'm going to sit here 2 or 3 times a week with my tongue so far up their backside. It's unbelievably. It really is. And we're going to have the good, the bad and the ugly. And I'm going to tell you all about them at any given time. Because they're all on the same page. All of these people are on the same page. Meghan, Harry, Andrew, the King, all of them. The elites are elite and we're just nothings, okay? And they will all stick up for me. And you'd be surprised the strokes and the deft of hands that they do. Yes, and they think none of us, but well, they believe us all to be dumb, don't they? So dumb and ignorant and somewhat under their toes, you know, we're just scumbags, in other words, and not to be bothered with at all. Just, I don't know, what did she say? It was said that Mary Antoinette said, let them eat cake. Do you remember? Yes, Britain's going to hell in a handcart. We've got people living in shop doorways in the snow. Yes, but hey, let them eat cake. It's that attitude. You know, actually, I went into this quite a bit. Mary Antoinette never said it. No, it was one of her husband's sisters. Because he had quite a few sisters that are all dumb as shit, you know what I mean? And when they could see all the people starving, and they said, why are the people starving, rattling the gates of Versailles? They said, it's because the crops failed and they have no bread. So she then turned around, the king's sister, and said, why can't they eat cake? And that is very much what we've got going on with the elites at the moment. Yeah, and I include each of them individually. Yes, I do. Yes, they're all towing each other up. They're all holding each other up like one big pyramid scheme. Oh, well, never mind. There you go. I think I've said enough. I've probably said far too much, actually. But at least I give you my honest opinion, as opposed to bollocks that somebody's told me to say.
I went to interview him for the first time when I was on the Telegraph, and I went to Royal Lodge in Windsor, so I thought it would be
this is true about it.
It was like a stately home.
I've been at the rough end of this with Andrew. Go on, come on.
And as I was waiting for him, whirring sound, a flipping helicopter landed in the garden, which gives you an indication of the scale of it. It is...
It's 30 rooms.
They literally empty the street if he's going down the street. He gets the outriders, they ride ahead of him and clear the street. And if you happen to be living in or on the street he happens to be going down by, tough shit, you just get moved. Even though it's your property, you own it, in your grounds. Nothing to do with Prince Andrew. On a public street, they'll just move you off it. Because, hey, it's Prince Andrew. Do you get me? It's just tedious. He's just a horrible little oik. An arrogant, stumped-up little mummy's bling. Golden child, isn't he? Mummy's little brat. Come on.
And when we say dirty rooms, we don't mean rooms of our sizes.
No, yeah, absolutely.
And don't forget, no, I'm going to say something now, as well here, right? That a lot of people aren't going to like, but hey, it's my truth. It's what I think, yeah? And everybody always says about, oh, well, she didn't have time for Anne, she didn't have time for Charles, blah, blah. Well, Anne's turned out all right. But it's commonly known that she actually brought up Andrew. Yes! Oh, what a wonderful reflection he is on his mother as well.
Well, I think the king now the king's indicated that he's going to withdraw the security and be pretty firm with Andrew. He's going to have to follow through with it, isn't he? He can't
Firm. He should be bleeding. Listen, if he hasn't done it, then just go to court and he can clear his name, can't he? Because he's on the flight list and he apparently was involved in some things where there was lots of people doing lots of things all openly and semi-clad, or in fact, totally unclad, with people that weren't of a correct age to be able to have willingly and wittingly complied or, said they wanted to be involved, if you get me. Capiche? I can't say the word because I'll get into trouble.
It's not going away, is it?
Yes, absolutely.
And there's
What
only
do you
more
do
to
with it?
come.
There's a very nice estate in Scotland called Balmoral. It's a long way from the road.
Balmoral.
It's obscured from public view by
I mean, I
blocks
know
of
many
shrubbery.
council
Yeah.
flats all
Yeah.
around London that he could pop them in, you know.
Well, if you know those council flats, why don't they put homeless people in them? You obviously haven't got many council flats, and if they are, they're usually taken up by the migrants, or the French, as I like to call them. But at any rate, I think I've said far too much for today. I'm going to go and have a lie down in a dark room. Bye-bye, VooTube.